say you'd got a band already.
Don't. Got a band name.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for unique or interesting backstories concerning the moniker origins of famous bands.
And you called yourselves the Silver Beatles after the Crickets originally?
Yeah, the Beatles.
Number 10, Pearl Jam. There have been a number of stories out there detailing the meaning of the band name Pearl Jam. This grunge group's origins arose from the ashes of another group, Mother Love Bone, and Pearl Jam were initially called Mookie Blaylock after a player in the NBA.
A couple of us were kind of collecting basketball cards and stuff when we were actually making our first demo. We'd only been in a band for probably about a week, I guess. And your card ended up in our demo, and some friends of ours were going on tour, and they wanted us to go on tour with them. They said, you need a name, and we hadn't even thought of a name at that point. And actually, Kelly, our manager, said, why don't you just call the band Mookie Blaylock?
Vocalist Eddie Vedder and crew rebranded themselves after signing to Epic Records, at one point claiming the name referenced Vedder's grandmother's first name and a supposed hallucinogenic dip she made. The part about her name is true, but the jam refers to their propensity for long, extended jam sessions. Number 9, Fall Out Boy. It's not altogether uncommon for a band to have a work-in-progress name before finally graduating to a better idea. Fall Out Boy were initially known as Forget Me Not, before adopting a moniker indebted to an obscure character on The Simpsons.
We found our new Fall Out Boy! And he's right over there.
Huh?
This latter name, perhaps predictably, stuck around for the long haul. We can totally see why too, since The Simpsons can often be a universal language when it comes to pop culture. Additionally, a band referring to themselves as Fall Out Boy were probably going to receive a better go of it than Troy McClure or Dr. Nick, right? Number 8, Foo Fighters. Dave Grohl could have very easily drummed for just about any band after the dissolution of Nirvana in 1994. Instead, the Skinsman decided to bet on himself and try his hand at fronting a new band. Grohl recorded demos of songs he wrote and decided upon a fresh name, Foo Fighters.
I did it by myself, and I played all the instruments. I played drums and guitar and bass and sang, and I made this cassette, but I didn't want people to know it was me, because I didn't want people to think like, oh, that guy from Nirvana is trying to start another band. So I just called it Foo Fighters because it sounded like a group of people.
This moniker was in reference to an old World War II era slang terminology used by members of the military to describe unidentified flying objects. Granted, there was little in the way of sci-fi or fantasy when it came to the lyrics of Foo Fighters, but this ultimately didn't matter in the end. Number 7, Steely Dan.
The weekend at the college didn't turn out like you planned. The things that pass for knowledge I can't understand.
Some band names are obvious, some make total sense, and others are, well, just more obscure and arcane. The musical genius of Walter Becker and Donald Fagen was filtered through a name taken from yet another uncompromising artist, William S. Burroughs.
A writer can profit from things that may be just unpleasant or boring to someone else, because he uses those subsequently as material for writing.
Steely Dan was actually the name given to an adult sex toy in the latter's novel, Naked Lunch. This steam-powered piece of erotica would then be associated with one of the jazz, rock, and prog world's most exemplary acts. Steely Dan may be incorrectly considered as dad rock by some, but their cheeky band name proved that Becker and Fagen had a sharp sense of humor. Number 6, Megadeath.
Hello, me. Meet the real me. In my misfits way of life.
Intentional misspellings can sometimes assist new bands from legal action, while other times it just looks cool. Dave Mustaine had a lot of time on his hands to contemplate his ousting from Metallica back in 1983. It was during this period where the guitarist came upon a newspaper article that quoted then California Senator Alan Cranston referencing a, quote, arsenal of Megadeath, which was another way to describe the large-scale demise of 1 million people. Mustaine changed the spelling a little bit, and voila, an instant contender to Metallica's thrash metal throne was born. Number 5. Jethro Tull. It's a question that's historically come up a lot. And no, there isn't actually anybody named Jethro Tull within the lineup of this pioneering UK prog band. The moniker actually wasn't even the idea of anybody in the band, but was instead given to them by a member of their booking agency. By the time the group realized this was the case, it was too late. Jethro Tull was a historical agriculturist that had absolutely nothing to do with the band's blues and folk-inflected brand of progressive rock. These days, however, it's hard not to associate this name with Tull's unique and influential style. Number 4. Molly Hatchet. The mysterious legacy behind the name Molly Hatchet is as grisly and fantastical as the colorful album art that graces this band's LP. Molly Hatchet's guitarist and founder Dave Hlubeck has gone on record surrounding the names in a hat method his band used to come up with their name. The ultimate winner, Molly Hatchet, was said to have been inspired by a sex worker who was known to murder those that hired her services. This Civil War-era murder spree is difficult to corroborate with a lot of sources today. But hey, never let the truth get in the way of a good story, right? Number 3. The Beatles.
Oh yeah, I tell you something, I think you'll understand.
It should come as no surprise that there were a lot of groups with a "the" prefix to their name back during the time of the Beatles. The Quarrymen served as an embryonic version of the group, a skiffle outfit that featured John Lennon, Paul McCartney, and George Harrison.
This rate you'll be lucky to find a job on the docks because at the moment, you're going nowhere. Here at Quarry Bank, generally, nowhere.
There's nowhere for the geniuses, sir. Then I probably do belong there.
More monikers followed, including the Rainbows, but it would be bassist Stuart Sutcliffe that suggested they try and piggyback upon the success of Buddy Holly and the Crickets. The Beatles switched over to the Silver Beatles before eventually dropping the silver altogether.
We thought the Crickets was a pun, like with the English game, cricket, but of course the Americans didn't. It was just meant grasshoppers. Yeah. So we thought it was a brilliant pun, so we tried to do the same thing with Beatles, an insect that meant something else as well.
The rest, as they say, is history. Number 2. The Grateful Dead. There always seems to be some sort of gentle nod to the dark side surrounding the formation of the Grateful Dead. This can be seen within their initial moniker of the Warlocks, although the group's actual music owed more to blues jamming and light psychedelia than anything heavy or metal.
Can you describe your favorite memories from that era?
Well, first off, there was the acid test, and that was a barrel of fun.
Still, the Dead's Jerry Garcia did seem to be slightly inspired by spiritualism when it came to picking out his band's new name from the dictionary. Garcia seemed pleased with the book's definition of Grateful Dead as being an appreciative soul, one that seeks to thank a living benefactor that's assisted with the spirit's burial. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Joy Division. The music of Joy Division has been lauded for its unapologetic and unrepentant darkness. It stands to reason, then, that this pioneering post-punk band from the UK should also retain a sinister story with regards to its moniker.
I was called out when the going gets tough. Things you learn are no longer enough.
The term Joy Division refers to the Freudenabteilung, German brothels that operated during the Second World War. These Joy Divisions were utilized for prisoners who were designated by the Nazi SS for administrative functions. Their purpose was to ostensibly increase productivity amongst this prisoner workforce, but was ultimately utilized more as a bargaining chip. The band Joy Division, in the meantime, splintered after the death of their singer Ian Curtis, re-emerging as New Order in 1980.
I feel fine and I feel good. I'm feeling like I never should.
Do you know any other crazy band name rumors or fun facts? Let us know in the comments.
Honestly, had I taken this whole career thing seriously, I would have named it something else.